Alright, gonna run you guys through this section of a new Carbon Martyr track I've been working on. Very 80s inspired. It's very much just a skeleton track right now. It only has drums, some MIDI programming, and some synth bass and synth leads and pads. So it's literally just drums, bass, and synth right now. No guitars, no actual acoustic instruments at all, actually, because the drums are programmed. But, you know, there's live keys that I've played on the DX7 in here. So we'll play it and we'll leave it on loop and we'll go through each of the, I think it's like 7 tracks right now. Go through each of those and we'll break it down. So let's play. I know, right? You can just picture the neon-colored DeLorean riding into the sunset. But anyway, let's break it down a little bit and go through some of the individual tracks. Starting with the drums, just because drums are where I always start. And that's probably because I'm a drummer. So whenever I write a new piece of music, it always begins rhythmically. Almost always. Very rarely do I begin writing a piece of music on the guitar. I almost always start writing music by coming up with some sort of rhythm or beat pattern. But anyway, so here's the drums. This is a great drum plugin that I got. It's called Synthwave Drums. I downloaded it from ADSR. It's about a $40 plugin. Just really, really great sounding synth drums. There's a lot of presets you can scroll through, but I'll save that review for another time. In the meantime, let's just turn this up a little bit and we'll go through the actual drum programming here. So a pretty basic dance beat, like a disco dance beat. 16th notes on the hats, or what you would call hats, and then kick, 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 steady 4/4. Straight beat pattern, snare on every second kick, overlap. Not exactly flam, but kick and snare. And there's a little punch just before every 4th kick and every second snare, and it comes in on like on a push, so it comes in on a boom, leading into the kick. There, you can probably hear it. It's not a kick sound; it's actually like a little zap sound, but I tuned it down low to put it more in the EQ range of the kick, so that it sounded a little bit more like a skip push. So maybe take a little closer listen on this pass. So yeah, you can probably hear it. Anyway, so that's the drums. Pretty standard, synthwave drum beat. Very 80s oriented. Then there's a secondary rhythm pattern. It's just some electronic programming from this plugin through Reactor 6 with native instruments. It's called New School. Haven't done a review on this one, but I probably will soon. So it's New School is basically just an automated sequencer. I have it set to a 16th note pattern, and when you play it by itself, this is what it sounds like. So it's kind of an offbeat pattern, but when you play it with the synthwave drums overlapping, it creates a really unique kind of rhythmic sense here. See, without it, the drums sound really bland and boring. See, it just gives you that little bit of extra dimension and atmosphere. Kind of dances a little bit in the mix between left and right. And we like that, because with rhythms, when there's high EQ'd claps and hats and things, your ears as a listener always are really going to respond well to that, to being very lightly attacked in all kinds of directions. It's a very pleasant form of distraction when listening to a rhythm. So now let's take a listen to the bass track, which I made on my Roland SH201 synthesizer. It's a digital analog synth, and it's got some great bass patches. This is a bass patch that I made myself on it, so it's one of my own custom presets. And yeah, this is what it sounds like. So yeah, just like slight modulation with the cutoff frequency there, kind of like a triangle waveform. Throw some drums in. So that's the bass. And then I've kind of got this extra bass-ish rhythm, which I created using my DX7 synthesizer. And this is the Yamaha DX7 clav. So it's in the lower register of the clav, so it's a little bassy. It's almost got like a Sonic the Hedgehog kind of vibe about it. So yeah, if you're a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog specifically, you might recognize that sound from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, from Zone 6, Mystic Cave Zone. That is specifically what influenced my idea to want to use the clav in electronic music. Video game music is actually a huge inspiration on me and how I produce. So I think that's a really valuable component to how I write. Anyway, let's put the clav and the bass together here so that you can kind of see how they complement each other. And with some drums. Bass out. So that's the clav from the DX7. Let's see what else we got going on here. This is another DX7 patch, one that I played myself here, and this is... What one was it? I think this is a... Yeah, this is a Glockenspiel. With some bass. maybe with some drums. And with the clav too. Oh, it's so 80s and delicious. What else do we got? Ah, yes. Now we can go down to the plugin synths that I was using. So this one that I have labeled Lead 1. This is from Contact Player. This is the Analog Dreams plugin. And the patch that I'm using is called the Oberbrass. So this is definitely an 80s brass inspired kind of tone here. Let's see how we got the sound. Oh yeah. Very 80s, very Don Henley, Peter Gabriel. Oh yeah. Very, very beautifully 80s. I'm sad that it's programmed and that I didn't actually use a hard synthesizer for it. And then this here, this is another lead. I think it's the same plugin. Yeah, it's Analog Dreams. Only this one is a patch called Journey to the Center. I will do a video on Analog Dreams. It's a free plugin that comes with native instruments when you download Native Access, so make sure you get that. This is Journey to the Center. It's actually the same notes and the same chord progression, but it's in a lower register, so it kind of cuts in a bit different. Gives you a little bit of atmospheric difference here. It's also got an offbeat delay. And we'll play that with the other one so you can kind of hear how they work together. Yeah, deliciously 80s. And once again, all together. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching this breakdown on these tracks and how I've been mixing them. And yeah, this song doesn't have a name yet, so doesn't have words either. So I don't know. Leave your suggestion in the comments. Bye.